Well, first up this morning, it's hard to keep up with which foods are good for you and which ones are bad, so we're going to switch gears a little bit and go that direction.
Yeah, here's an example. One of those foods I think is really good is eggs. One day they're good for you, the next day they're not. They're too high in cholesterol. So are they okay? Do you have to eat them in moderation? It definitely gets confusing. So here to help us sort it all out is holistic nutritionist Maria Vial. She's here to help you get through your kitchen and figure out which foods to ditch and which ones are okay to devour.
Yes.
Well,
good morning.
Good morning. And I think it's funny with the polar vortex thing because the men are losing the hip fat, which I don't think is really like the issue when we're thinking about losing weight.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that before, though?
Well, I think it's the same thing with like ice water. Is your body has to burn more calories to keep you warm.
Okay.
But it also causes more stress. And like Tiffany said, you tend to want to eat more when you're cold. It's like a form of insulation.
That's true.
So.
Well, and I thought just to hit on that water thing, because I don't like drinking water. I only like drinking if it's really, really cold. And people have told me if you drink it really cold, it doesn't stimulate your metabolism as quickly. You're supposed to drink it room temperature.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Well, it does, because when it's cold, it actually like depletes your stomach acid and your it stresses your body out because it's like a cold shock. So room temperature warm water is typically best.
Okay. That's interesting. All right, let's talk a little bit about, I mean, these are foods that are commonly found in our kitchen, things that you say could easily be swapped out. So some of the things that maybe aren't so good for us can be swapped out for things that taste similar or that sort of substitute for that but are much more healthy.
Right, and I think some of these people may have an idea if they're good or bad, but maybe to not so much the degree or maybe how bad they are or how good they can be for you. And by simply swapping out certain things, you can have huge progress in your health and body just over time. It's just like simple things that you don't sacrifice pleasure or taste with. So.
All right, so let's get it started. The first one, where do we want to start? We want to start with agave nectar. A lot of people have heard of this. You see it in almost all products at like Trader Joe's.
Right. Agave nectar got its limelight in the health food industry because it has a low glycemic index. So people with blood sugar issues like diabetes, this was considered a good substitute for refined sugar. The flip side, and maybe I should have said this before, it's a ditch. It's a ditch.
Really?
Yeah.
Agave
I did not think you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's a ditch.
Why is it?
Well, and the reason being is it has such a high percentage of fructose, which is actually a form of sugar, but it takes the liver to metabolize it. So it actually causes a lot of stress on the liver, and although it's been linked to help with blood sugar issues, it's been linked to insulin resistance and obesity because it takes a lot of your body's energy to metabolize it and puts a lot of stress on the liver, which is already doing a big job.
So ditch the agave and substitute with?
Raw honey is a great substitute.
I like honey way better.
Well, and raw honey has medicinal properties. It's antiseptic, antiviral. Take it when you're sick. It actually you can put it topically. Grade B maple syrup is a good one. A lot of these have other nutrients. Coconut palm nectar, you're going to see this in health food stores now, has like 6 to 9 essential amino acids and nutrients. It's not just sugar.
Okay, so raw is the key there with honey.
With honey, absolutely. Heated
different
honey,
color, it looks
absolutely.
different.
Heated honey kills all the nutritional benefits, and now it's just straight sugar.
Okay.
What about butter?
Butter is a devour.
Okay,
it is a devour.
Yay.
Okay,
but real butter, right?
Real butter, cultured butter. The reason being, this is also really nutritious. It has vitamin A, vitamin B. It has butyric acid in it that has links to helping decrease Parkinson's.
Now, cultured, you say butter is one to devour. Can you find cultured butter almost at any grocery store? Pretty
much, like your Trader Joe's, anything. Kerry Gold butter is everywhere. Woodman's, and this is it's an Irish cultured butter. It's good. It has a good source of fat. What I would ditch is all of the spreadable replacements, all the vegetable oils, soy blends.
Margarines.
These are the bad fats. These are the things that give fat a bad rap.
Okay.
You know, they're unsaturated, polyunsaturated, and they cause inflammation, heart disease. So ditch those.
Protein bars, energy bars.
These are a big ditch. Now people grab these because of convenience.
Easy.
And my thing is, if you never take time to sit down and eat, you'll waste years of your life in diet defeat. You really
like
will.
that.
So you grab things for convenience. We live in a very convenient world. However, if you don't sit down and eat, your body can't metabolize things properly. You'll end up eating more because you're never satisfied.
So what do you substitute? The energy bars and the protein bars, the convenience of that, what do you suggest?
Well, I would first suggest try to sit down every time you eat.
Okay.
I understand though, life happens. It's not always ideal. Nature is really great in providing us with things that come in its own wrapping. Avocados, a complete meal, a complete source of protein, a complete carbohydrate and a fat.
So eat an avocado rather than a protein bar?
Absolutely, or boiled
The whole
eggs.
thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. Cut it, spoon it, throw it in your bag. I mean, you can't go
Add a
wrong
little
with
salt?
avocado. Add a little salt, yeah.
Okay, we're out of time. Just go through these real quick. Egg whites.
Egg whites, ditch. Eat the whole egg. The egg yolk is the most nutritional part of the egg.
Okay.
And do you need to do it in moderation, eggs?
It depends on, for the average person, you probably could have like 1 or 2 eggs every day, but again, make sure that you're cooking it with healthy oils.
Okay, what about popcorn?
Popcorn, I'm going to say Devour.
Really?
You're welcome, ladies.
Woo.
Popcorn is it's a good source of fiber, it's a good snack. I'm going to say always buy organic kernels, make it yourself, add coconut oil or cultured butter to help slow down the release of the sugars in it. Add some sea salt, go nuts. I actually brought some for you guys that I popped this morning.
Are you going to leave it?
Yep. Come on, of course I'm going to leave it.
Thank you, I love
We'll
it.
eat that throughout the show. Roasted nuts.
Ditch.
Ditch.
Roasted nuts, actually, this is a sneaky thing. Most roasted nuts are actually fried.
Oh.
If you look in the containers and it has all the vegetable oils with it, these are those rancid oils that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It allows manufacturers to take less than fresh nuts and cover up any of the funk that might be residing
So
there.
it's got to be raw.
Raw nuts.
Raw nuts, but you can roast them yourself. Put them on a frying, like a baking sheet, throw them in the oven.
You're good.
You're good. Yeah, I have a recipe on my website too for toasted nuts.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's give it. You got a registration right now for a transformative program that's going on. This is Awesome and 8 transformative program. Starts February 3rd. You do have to register, and you can do that at Maria's website. It's mariavial.com. That's also where she's got those recipes for nuts. She is the certified holistic nutritionist, our favorite here on The Blend.
Yay for butter and popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Maria.
You're welcome.
Always great to see you.